okay. Oh, okay. We should be live. Okay,
We
well
should
that
be
does...
live.
Okay,
But
cool.
the thing is,
well, hello.
I haven't seen the actual YouTube screen switch over yet. Let's.
no.
Oh,
We should be live. Wait.
there we go.
Okay. Are we live now?
We should be live now. Yet.
Cool.
Let's-
Awesome.
Oh,
We should be live.
everyone.
there we go.
And welcome to our live stream Q&A Doodle Fest, whatever the fuck we feel like kind of stream. And today we have Felix, of course.
Yo.
Yo, it's him. It's
It's
me.
the man, the
Felix.
legend, the evil DM that fucks us over too much.
You
I
like
heard he's
it.
got a rising table, this one.
And then we also got, of course, Ink, or underscore Ink, but we're going by Ink. And he is the one who did the animation for the Big Whoopsie video. So this Q&A is mostly centered around that stuff and, you know, ask him some questions.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
All that good stuff.
Yeah. Say hello.
Hi.
Oh, we got Trick Crab in the crowd.
Yo, is that my kind of station man right there? Oh,
Station
love him.
Nation has joined us.
Yay. All right. Well,
But Ink,
I'm-
why don't you say a little bit about yourself?
My name is underscore Ink. I make D&D animations and shit posts on YouTube. That's mostly my gig at the moment.
I mean, that's one hell of an elevator pitch.
I've met all the presidents. I've been to every country in the world, and I've gone to space as well.
Yo.
what about the deep depths of the ocean?
That's scheduled for next Monday, actually. So.
I see. On the good time to go. 'Tis the season,
Oh, yeah.
as we all know.
By
Yeah,
the way,
so-
if any audio is off or anything,
Yes,
scream now.
please.
But so far, I don't see anybody complaining, so I'm gonna take that as the assumption that everything is just fine.
Yeah.
Also, sorry if my voice sounds crappy. I've got my cheap mic. I don't have my good mic on me right now.
Yeah. Also, one thing, just side note, they can see my doodles. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So I'm doodling Jawbone and Sneeze sleeping, and I'm thinking about making a shirt. So if people want that, I'll do that. But also, my tablet I'm using might die randomly, so I'm sorry if this sketch only goes for so long until my tablet is deceased, because it's been very touch and go on this tablet, and I'm just kind of like praying and holding my breath with it. So we shall see what happens. Worst case, Felix, you will have to start drawing, and
And I'm warning, if I'm drawing, it's gonna be like MS Paint programmer art. Like it's
Yeah.
not pretty.
yeah, that's what you get. That's what the next line. That's what Fool's Gold's gonna look like. So
Also, why are you defaulting
might as
to
well
me?
all
We
embrace it.
We have another artist right here. Why am I the one that has to draw?
We do? Where?
Well, I didn't want to oppose that.
Oh, but you can impose
So it's
on
much
me.
easier for me to just tell you what to do.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I know.
Also, fun fact,
Alright.
I'm actually live on my Twitch right now as well because I wasn't able to turn it off. So, hello, my Twitch.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Well, can I draw a Fool's Gold wallpaper? I think not. I don't think you want that on your screen. So how do we want to start this? Do we want to like get going on some of these questions I've got on the backlog and kind of go through those?
Yeah, let's just start,
Sure.
and then we'll see where the night takes us.
You know what? We're gonna start this off on a nice simple question, which
Oh.
is
Coffee.
from, and pardon me in advance if I get all these names wrong. Bartygrade asks, question for Ink. What is your favorite D&D character you've made or played, and why?
Oof. That would probably have to be like my namesake character, where I got the name Ink from, I guess.
Oh, Origin story.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Save the dish. Do the
it-
goss.
And it's very important to me because it's actually like the longest campaign I've ever been in, and it took over a year and a half to finish. So it's one of my more important characters. It's a bit of a doozy. It's actually what if you go on my channel, I made an anime opening, and the main character for that is the original Ink.
That's what that one is. Yeah, I was
Oh.
wondering. That's awesome. That's cool. So then, what was the class? What did you play?
I played a fighter cleric.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird. I fucking broke down there. A weird mix of classes, as well as an original subclass that my DM and I made that was focused on throwing weapons for the
Oh,
Okay.
fighter class. Yeah.
that's awesome.
Excuse me. I have
So
to
then, well, yeah.
cough. Oh, damn
I'm
that.
I knew I was gonna be coughing through this. I was like, God, I'm just gonna turn on the live stream and fucking die in front of everyone. And they'll
Yeah.
be like,
I was
well,
hoping
that
you'd
was
be
the
the
end
bad
of her.
guy.
So, but what was their race?
Oh, they were an elf as well.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh,
Okay,
right,
So
yeah.
the full complete origin story.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, I had that right in my face and I didn't pick up on it. God damn it. Oh well. But that's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Ooh. Net Navi fan 2 says, Ink, do you always draw characters as anime? Yes. I've never drawn anything but anime. Ignore all the everything else I've done. I've only ever drawn
Never
anime.
existed. Yeah.
If we ignore all the non-anime stuff, yes, it's been all anime.
No, actually, anime is actually a style that I didn't end up practicing until like later when I was around 16, 15. So, yeah, I actually learned the basics like painting and portraits of just real people first, and then I transitioned into anime.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's I mean, like, I always suggest new artists to like just start with like what you see, and then you can start to create a style. Because then when you know the rules of how like an actual face works or an actual body works, you can start to like break it in a way and make it look, well, cartoony or whatever the fuck you want. So it's just good to know. But yeah, you already did that.
Swearing. On
Oh yeah,
stream.
this is gonna be a very swearing. Like I look.
I can't fucking
we-
believe you right now, Dingo.
Well,
God,
well, it's just everybody's just like, it's funny when people are like, "Oh my god, you swear?" And it's like, yes, I actually swear in the videos. I just cover it up with a duck, so I'm actually swearing. Like, there's no just not
no
swearing.
way.
Yeah.
Everlasting Ray says, Ink, are you still simping for Ningguang? Yes. Moving on.
All right.
Well,
Felix, do you have another question?
Yeah, I mean, I have lots. The queue is rapidly growing. But this kind of talking about art and anime leads into this next question. Mr. Particles hopes we're having a good day and wants to ask, Ink, what was your learning process like when you learned to animate? Like, what works for you? How do you stay determined to finish projects? Love your stuff. Heart.
Hey. My first, well, the first time I ever learned how to animate was mostly, lip syncing, really, because I was really into storytime animators at the time.
Mm.
And that just seemed like a basic way to learn, I guess, how to give like a drawing life without having them move too much, you know?
Mhm.
So that was my first step. And then I bought an animation book from, I think it was Disney. It's like a classic one that like a bunch of animators know. I forget the name of it, but I had that for
Yeah.
a while.
It's kind of like, is it the illusion of
Illusion
light?
of Life?
Or movement or something like that?
One of those.
Yeah.
That sounds like. Yeah, I had that. And then I lost it, but
Oh no!
yeah. Yeah. when I was moving, I lost it somehow. It's a big
Ah.
book as well, so I don't know how I
Yeah.
lost it.
Yeah, you can kill somebody with that fucker.
What program do you use? Novaverse is asking.
I use Toon Boom.
Okay.
Yo, I didn't know that.
Oh, you did
That's
it?
cool.
Oh,
What did you
I
think? He was
mentioned it
using
to you.
Paint?
Well, no, like I thought you might be using like Clip Studio or like there's like other like because you draw everything.
Mhm.
Because I always think of Toon Boom as like puppeteering.
Yeah, it does
But that's
have.
because I got introduced to Toon Boom with that. So it's like I didn't really think of it as much as drawing as it is like a puppeteering program.
Yeah, it works really well for puppeteering, I guess, because Z uses it and his animations are great. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know it puppeteering actually. So I just
Okay.
draw
Yeah.
with it.
That was the like I learned puppeteering and I definitely knew like this is not what I want. I like drawing too damn much. Not
Yeah.
that puppeteering doesn't require drawing. You do have to draw when you do puppeteering, but it's like the animation bit I like to draw also.
Well, it's
so
a different
I like-
style. Like if you enjoy your smears and your transitions and such, then like you'd miss that with something like Toon.
You can definitely do smears as puppeteering, but it's like yeah, it loses its soul for me. Yeah, so it's different. That's all.
So there's a few questions also asking about this. So like Wolfric, for example, was asking. Also, hey Wolfric, what's up? Was asking like you're mostly self-taught, or did you take any like professional classes or anything like that?
I am self-taught. Yeah,
Nice.
I've never had any classes. I've wanted to, but it's just never had the money or the time to really invest in it.
It's expensive,
man, like,
especially in America.
The American like art colleges.
Oh my
Oof.
god.
Yeah. So I actually like once I finished getting my well before going to college, I that's what I was thinking of doing. But the more I thought about it, the more it became seemed like a bad idea. You know, just
I looked into the American like art colleges. I didn't go because it was like I think it was Cal Arts at the time. They were saying like, yeah, it's $60,000 a year, and I'm like, what
holy
the
shit!
fuck?
What?
For 4 years? What? I was not at all in that financial stability. Absolutely not. So, and especially as an artist, it's like, what the? So yeah, I quickly decided not to do that one.
I do remember you considering it for a while, and then you saw the price tag. I was just like, nope, we're done.
Yeah, I was like, no. Yeah.
And so we lost the timeline where Dingo Do This was completely in Callard style.
Yeah. Oh my god. No, I'm good. I'll do my stupid, bulging eye faces.
Very professional, bulging eye faces.
Yes. Got me this far.
True, you know.
Yeah.
And there's also a few people asking, since we're talking about art and stuff, Ink,
Yes.
like, what's your tip for like getting shit done on time? Because you know you want to like make sure you keep producing and such. How do you get it done?
Well, I don't. Well, for one, I guilt trip myself a lot into doing it. To be honest, since I don't have another job at the moment, all I do is art. It's really what I.
Mm.
So it makes me feel guilty if I don't do anything. I just feel really lazy, and I really don't want to be lazy. I always try to make it like at least get like a few hours, like 6 hours of work a day, please. Like,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, I
remind-
get that.
yeah, and I remind myself of like the what if I like slack off or just don't do anything, what else is in store for me, which is like working a day job or something like that, which I've done before multiple times and I don't want to go back to.
Right.
Mhm.
That's a motivation on self. I mean,
Yeah.
That was pretty much my motivation of like when I started my career was like, well, I just got fired from my job and I have X amount of dollars in my bank account, so I better fucking get my shit together.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
I'm-
exactly.
yeah. Yeah, you kind of have to, but yeah, it's tough to motivate sometimes. I know for me, I have to give myself like little bites of work. So it's like, okay, I have X amount to do. Let's try to at least get to this. You know, like don't do a 0 day.
Yeah, that's one of the best
that's a
life
big thing.
advices I've ever received. 0 days.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, of course you're allowed to have weekends. Like, not every day needs to be a working day. But when it is working day, don't have a 0 day. Just make sure you get something done. And even if it's slow, it'll add up in the end. It just takes time. It's about
100%. Yeah, and also discipline. You know, like you
yes.
can't always be motivated, so you have to have the discipline to like work a little bit each day.
Yeah, motivation is fickle. I would not at all rely on motivation for my shit. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You have to rely on just persistence. And sometimes that motivation does hit you and it takes you for a ride for a bit, and then you lose that motivation and you're like, well, let me just try to keep going. But I know that right now I'm not motivated, so I'm just gonna like do the things that I know I can do easier than the hard stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was quiet for a second. As a joke, I put someone on timeout because they were spamming mushrooms at me, and I thought I accidentally banned them. I was like, oh no! No!
Felix, you killed them! You just straight
Yeah.
killed them,
Yeah.
Felix!
I'm sorry! Anyway, now I can get my my back in the game.
Yeah.
There's so many good questions. Thank you, everybody. By the way, trying to sift through them all to keep us on task. But I'm gonna throw a random one at Ink.
Thank you, Cammy.
Yeah, Cammy,
But
you're a hero.
you.
Ink, do you know of the comic Gamer Grills?
No, it does not ring a bell.
Okay.
That was your question.
Done. End of stuff.
Oh, really?
That was the entire question. Okay, we got ready to answer this one.
Wait, what was the name again?
I just deleted the question.
Gamer Grills.
It's too late. It's
Gamer-
done. The void.
I'll never know now.
Okay, so there's a few questions talking about like art and stuff. They're asking, you know, Ink, Dingo, how did you guys meet? How did you kind of figure out each other's stuff? And how did you eventually decide we want to collab together?
Dingo bit me up behind the local McDonald's.
I can confirm the story.
You were just drawing so good. So I had to scoop you up. I mean,
No drinking on stream. You're talking.
no. Do you mind if I start, Ink?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I should say first that I saw your stuff. The first video the moment you posted on YouTube, I saw your stuff.
Ow.
Yeah, it got instantly recommended to me, so I knew about you from the beginning.
Knew about me. But then I learned about you because I actually listened to podcasts made by Cool Boy Shane. Go check out his YouTube channel. And he was interviewing other D&D content creators, mostly animators. And you had been like, I don't know, like his third or second podcast? I don't know.
No, I was around the like 11th or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
Shit. Okay, well then, damn. I don't remember. Like, I know that it was around that time. I was listening to it because I listened to a lot of his podcasts, and I was like, started to listen to it, and then Was it that time? Or did I meet you before? I'm just mixing up things. I just know that Shane probably pointed me towards you. And then, you know, I did my little research of like, oh, what do you do? And like, and stuff. And it's like, oh, you seem cool. And then I just added you to the server that we all talk in. Because I was like, well, they seem cool. So let's hang out and talk. And I like their art.
This picture.
I
Aiden drawing like you beating up ink for the money. Just put that on screen for a moment. Don't know if it showed up. Oh yeah, it did show up. Perfect.
nice.
Anyways.
I
That's
don't know if
real-
you know this, but
Yeah.
actually, when you invited me, because I knew that you probably found me out from Shane, I actually wanted to reject your invitation
Okay.
because I
Why?
felt like it wasn't. I didn't earn it at that point.
Oh, that's weird. I mean, that's. I mean, I get that. But I mean, you totally earned it. I'm just really bad at keeping up with the community. That is nothing to do with you. That is like you were probably like your probably videos were recommended to me probably a bunch of times, but I was just like, I'm very bad at keeping up with the community simply because I'm very busy. That's my problem. Is that I like see the recommended and I was like, oh cool, I'll watch that later, and then I never do, you know?
I feel that there's so much stuff to watch.
Yeah, and there's so many creators that I was like I've wanted to check out. God, I actually realized so the one guy that I just recently talked to, Rags Animation, go check out his stuff. Holy shit. I realized I watched his very first episode when it came out. Way back. I think he's been doing it for 3 years. And I even remember being like, this is really good. I have to come back and like and watch more. And then I just completely forgot. And then he came back into my circle just in this month, and then I was like, oh my god, and then I rewatched and I was like, oh no. I've watched this before. Fuck! And then I was like, God damn it! I knew this person had existed, but at the time, I think even back then I didn't even have the server. But it was like, yeah, it's one of those things where I'm very bad at just keeping up with that shit, and I feel bad about it. But I do appreciate when you guys point out people, hey, like, hey, check out this person, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Please be that person for me. Because I just don't. I'm very bad at it. It sucks. But I'm very much in my own little world sometimes. Yeah. But I mean, I'm glad you accepted.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely glad you
Yeah.
accepted.
I can just see the confusion. But why did he reject it? Like wondering about it afterwards.
It's like, oh no,
Like,
I must have been.
Dingo,
Yeah,
he
he must
probably
hate
hates
me.
you.
Yeah. That's my first thought.
Oh, gosh, I'm sorry, I skipped over the most important question. Christian
Yeah.
is asking, how are you, sweeties?
I am a little tired, but I'm always kind of tired. And I'm just kind of chilling and trying to keep it together. What about you guys? How are you guys doing?
Never call me sweetie again, or I will break your ankles. But I'm good. Yeah.
I'm doing
Is that
alright
just
too.
not-
Just kind of getting back in the groove of after like basically touring the US a little bit for a month there.
Yeah, we were there
Oh,
for about
yeah.
20 days.
Like it's been just a freaking yeah, like we were in the States traveling all over, and then we were home, and then like people visited us, and then we had to go places, and no, there's more people coming over. Like I love people, but I'm done traveling, and I'm done with people. I want my zone.
Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine being busy on top of busy with all that. Jeez.
Well, at the same time,
Yeah.
trying to keep everything going. Like,
Well, we're trying to work at the same time.
the thing is, though, the work is not bad for me personally because I do enjoy I enjoy managing projects. You know, like right now, I make sure that we have, you know, all these videos going. Which, by the way, I mean, we might as well say there's like there's a ton of videos like in the making, trying to like open up to more stories, like Dingo mentioned in that video that Ink did, and yeah, there's a tons in the works. But anyways, I do enjoy that challenge. It's mostly like the combination of that, while at the same time, you know, traveling and managing guests. Like, okay, I'm an extrovert, but now I'm just done.
Well, we still have some friends coming over, and I'm actually excited to see them.
I am excited to see them. That's why I don't want to get the impression I don't like people, because I really look forward to seeing them again. I just wish I wasn't so tired when they were here.
You heard it here first, folks. Felix hates you. All right.
Fuck all y'all. No. Ink, there's a very important question.
Oh yeah, sure.
Warhammer 40k? Question mark.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I haven't really played the games, but I enjoy the lore.
Have you
I've
played
seen a lot.
Vermintide?
I have not. I've seen people play it though.
Yeah, it's a good time. I wouldn't say it's like the greatest game ever, but it is a pretty fun time.
It does seem like yeah.
Let's see what else. Oh god, the list groweth. Let's see where I'm at. Okay, I'm gonna skip some of these because right now I want to give Ink the spotlight. We don't have him on the channel every day. But we'll do another Q&A. I mean, we do Q&As all the time, so there will be times we can chat more with us. Oh, you marked them. Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, Cammy is a rock star. She is marking all relevant questions for me. That is so nice.
Hey.
Ink. Okay, there's a bunch of these, but we're gonna start with this one. Who knows is asking. Ink, what is your favorite character you've played, or do you prefer being a DM?
I answered the first part, and
yeah,
the
you
second
answered the
part,
first part, but the DMing?
the DMing. I have DM'd a very few amount of times, and they're usually only one shot, so I haven't DM'd for very long. Maybe only a handful of times.
Mm-hmm. Do you enjoy the player role more than the DMing role?
Yeah, how'd you like it? How'd you like DMing?
DMing was very nice, but also so time-consuming that I'd honestly just rather be a player and enjoy it that way.
That's fair enough. I mean, sometimes I hear some people try to make this like an elitist thing of like, oh yeah, you know, like DMs are better than players or vice versa. And it's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
What?
I know. They're like, no,
That's
the DM is better than the players.
thing.
Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Such a weird
Have you
thing.
played D&D?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't agree with that. So weird.
Ink, do you have a good story of like your dumbest way one of your D&D characters has died? This was asked by Benjamin.
What's a good way I've died before? Have I died before?
Have you never died? It's like, damn.
And my characters usually live, I think. I can only think of one time where I was really silly with my death, where I just went in. I just did the classic of going inside the dragon and beating it up from the inside with a bunch of explosives. Yeah, that's how my character went. And besides that, I don't really think any of the other deaths were really any silly or anything like that. Just
yeah, fair.
That's a good way to die. Like, I'm not gonna downplay that.
That just means something's still gonna happen.
It just means it's open.
Be ready.
Oh no.
Do you have on a similar vein? Do you have like a favorite like whoopsie story from D&D? Like one where you just really fucked up?
Oh, I did. I don't. Actually, that's it.
We're about to learn that Ink is just a fucking perfect player who like never dies.
This is gonna be the new
and has
elite
no fuck-ups.
tier. This is gonna be the new elite tier of like who has died, who hasn't.
Yeah.
So one of my characters, I ended up getting a child, while infiltrating a cult, by accident. Yeah.
Oh.
It happens. Happens to the best of us.
Does it though?
Yeah, it was hilarious too because DM then decided to put me aside and it's like roll, and I'm like, why? What did I
What?
do?" It's like, all right, look, I'm telling you this if you want to, but you kind of did just have some good old dungeons and fun last night, right? So if you want to roll to see what happens after that,
Oh no.
yeah. And I'm like, you know what, bet. And I did, and I failed. So and then the DM never brought it up until like 10 sessions later, and I'm like, until the one of the cultists just said, I'm pregnant with your child, and that was a big whoopsie. You know, I really do not want to pay child support. All right, like.
Yeah, it's funny. When you said I got a child from a call, I was like, oh, so you found one and you grabbed one?
I found
That's what I thought you were talking about. I didn't think you would knock one up, but that's even funnier, so. That's funny. Did you take care of the child? Or did you just be like, anyway, I'm gonna go out and grab some milk, and then I'll be back.
Grab some milk.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get some milk, and I'll be right back. Get some eggs.
Get some dragon milk.
Look, look, that milk, all right? It took a long time to find, all right?
I'm an adventurer. There was so much shit that happened. Yeah.
You just come back and your child's grown up to be a bad guy.
Oh no!
Or they turn out to be an adventurer, but they're coming to hunt you.
Oh yes.
That's a good plot line.
Like someone's wondering, Ink, if you have any advice about creating good D&D characters. What's your pro tip?
My pro tip. What I don't really think I have a pro tip. I've only been playing D&D for like 4 years, so I don't know if I have. Yeah, it's not too bad, but I don't think I've really been able to get into the nitty and gritty of like character making to really give advice. Sadly.
I mean, that's fine, but I can ask in a different way. When you make your characters, how do you like to approach it? Like, there's some people that are like, you know, they see like something in a show and they're like, I would like to play something like this. Or someone thinks about a class and it's like, well, actually, I want to play a paladin, you know, and then they kind of build like a paladin, figure it out. How do you do it?
Yeah. Most of my D&D characters are usually references to other characters, for sure. A lot of
cool.
yeah, like I've made like Captain America and Iron Man sort of.
That's awesome.
Based off, yeah, because like just taking their personalities really and just using them as characters. Because usually they're like very charismatic, and I think they would usually mesh well in a sort of D&D adventure.
That makes
What
sense.
what was your Ink character?
My Ink character was the first time that I didn't really base it off of any one character. The only thought was I wanted to be the healer of the party, but I wanted to be a bit of an interesting healer at the same time. So I was so I was very much pro like necromancy sort of healer who had a bit of an unorthodox method in his practices, I guess.
Cool.
Someone would like
so
to
it
know...
really was your own character.
Yeah.
That's actually really nice. I mean, we did that once too. When we did a one-on-one campaign, I basically just said, you know, okay, I'm just gonna make like my power fantasy like my own little thing, and it's kind of fun to do that because it's like you kind of lean into the cringe in a way of just like, you know, like, okay, this is really fun because it's obviously just my power fantasy, so let's just go for it, you know.
I mean, I made you a god in the end.
I mean, that wasn't my fantasy, but I'll take it.
I'll take it.
I will not say no to that.
Yep.
Someone's asking, and I mean, this is obviously a mandatory question. Ink, what's your preference on animes? What kind of genres are you looking at? What you got?
What kind of? What are my preferences?
Or
I
like-
really
Like if you've got genres, or maybe like top 3 shows or something
Your
like that.
favorite anime? Yeah, what's your favorite anime?
my
Like,
favorite
if you had
anime.
to choose 3.
But 3.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, we're putting you on the spot.
You're really putting me on the spot.
Yeah.
We should have named the stream the Ink Interrogation.
This is
Yeah.
absolutely an interrogation.
Let me put Naruto in the top 3 somewhere. Mushoku Tensei somewhere around there as well, and actually, I think Goblin Slayer as one in there as
Ooh,
well.
Good choice.
Yeah, it's really, I really like the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
I would pick like Berserk, but I don't think the anime adaptation is as good as Goblin Slayer, to be honest. But it's very good. I definitely put it in my top 5.
Fair.
Very fair.
Did I tell you how it went down the first time I watched Berserk? You ever hear that story?
Ooh, no, I've not.
It was like Dingo and I had like this discussion of like stuff like gore and like torture, in shows and like anime and cartoons and such. We're just talking about, because like she grew up, was it Elvenlied? Like you grew up on that as like a kid.
Wow,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. So
That was my first.
she's got like no problems.
My first anime was Elvenlied and something called Lane, which was like a movie kind of thing, and then Gunslinger Girls. So I had like I don't know, I think it was 9 or 10. So it's just like, yeah, I've very much been exposed to that shit, so nothing kind of bothers me.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I came from like the way opposite spectrum of like Cammy's freaking out. Elvenlight is your first?
Yeah.
It is insane.
It was good though. Well, I guess though technically my first would be Sailor Moon, and then I had like Inuyasha. But it's just like the first anime that was like, you get it in a DVD set.
Yeah.
It's like the first. Yeah, it's like, this is anime. It's not just like a cartoon show. You know, when you're a kid, you're like, this is cartoons. It's like, no, this is anime. Sorry.
Yeah. But we were having a discussion about that, how that was like her gory beginnings, and for me, I was like, what, the most violent I had in my childhood was Kim Possible.
You didn't grow up with anime. Yeah, you
not
didn't
with
have
anime at all. The most anime
Yeah.
thing I would have grown up with was sometimes catching Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, like TV. So really not in there. But then after this discussion of me saying like, yeah, I don't really think I'm too crazy about gore. I'm just kind of like the action stuff. I think it was like that night or even like the next day, I just came to her like, hey, we should watch Berserk. It looks fun.
I was like, bruh. But then I was like, okay. Cause this was his very first anime ever. Cause you had been like, well, I want to get into anime because
That was my
everybody
second
talks
one,
about it.
I think. Because wasn't
No,
my first
no,
one
this was
Metal Alchemist? Full
Was
Metal
it?
Alchemist?
Ooh,
I think
Full
it was
Metal?
because I went to you like, I want to watch anime, and you're like, we're gonna start you
Oh.
off right. We're gonna start you off on Full Metal Alchemist, not Brotherhood.
Yeah.
And to be fair,
So-
that was a really good choice. I enjoyed the hell out of that show, and it was certainly like, okay, I see why anime rocks. Like, this is great. And
Yeah.
of course, since then I've watched a lot more.
Okay, so yeah, no, Berserk was your second. Sorry.
Yeah.
Second anime you watched, but it was so funny of just being like,
That was.
I want to watch Berserk, and I was like, okay.
I mean, it certainly pushed my boundaries, and it's probably thanks to Berserk that I was able to watch. Oh fuck, what was it called? Tokyo Ghoul. Because that one's
Okay,
also pretty. That gets pretty gnarly, and it's like, this
Yeah.
is definitely getting to my limit. But now it's like, other. Like, I'm getting better with gore because now I don't really care anymore. Now I've seen it, but like not having really dealt with it was definitely like, oh.
Yeah.
Here's a question on a different topic to Ink. What would be the one thing that you're really good at but you actually hate?
Schoolwork. I'm actually really good at schoolwork. And all that, but I really hate doing it. Sadly,
I get that.
I always had top grades, but God, did I hate it.
Nerd. I'm kidding.
Yeah, wow, showing us all up with your fucking.
I mean, here's the
Great
thing,
aim.
right? But like, then like between the last 2 years, I've really learned that like that's all I was really good at. Like I wasn't smart any other way besides just being able to study well. So
Yeah, memorizing things. more than
Mhm.
anything. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I know that I had some pretty smart friends. I was not one of the people, but they were straight A people, and when they went into the real world, they realized, oh shit, actually all I'm good at is studying.
Yeah,
I'm not actually good at the things that I should be. Like I should be good at science or something. I know how to absorb it, but I don't actually know how to like go outside the box, which is how you make discoveries and stuff, right?
Yeah. Which is really not like a fault from themselves. That's more the school
No.
system.
No, that's a school system thing. That's I feel bad for that. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, on another note, on a more creative note. Oh, wait,
Mhm.
wait. Before we do that, Ink, what's your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subject? Favorite subject was probably science. Yeah, science.
Just
Chemistry.
overall, or like is there a specific one? Like chemistry,
I guess
physics?
overall, I guess because I liked
Nice.
all of those. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I loved it. But like computer science, that's where it's at for me. So someone's wondering, and specifically Zaninator is asking, Ink, what is your creative process, and how do you get that good comedic timing? They really want to know because they put it like with a mad face.
I when it comes to comedic timing, a lot of it is actually just really accidental, where I just try a bunch of like just try a bunch to move around, like when an image will appear, or when an image fades out and another one fades in, and so on like that. Yeah, so it's really a lot of trial and error, really, for me.
I think trial and error is pretty fair because like you can write good scripts and have like an idea of like, yeah, I kind of want this to happen, but until you do it, you don't really know.
Yeah.
I mean, like I've also asked this to Dingo. Like, I mean, when you write scripts, do you find you have a great idea, but then you actually draw it, and it's like, oh, this is shit.
Yeah, I've
yeah.
a couple.
I was gonna say that seems like a YouTuber thing.
Yeah, it's very common where it's just like you write a joke and you're like, this is gonna be great, and then it just doesn't work, and you just put it away and you leave it, and then you say goodbye and you feel sad, but it's worth it because it benefits the video overall.
Or sometimes like the bit needs like more work than you're willing to put into it, like drawing wise as well, so it's just not worth it in the end.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, another big question. These are some good hard-hitting ones. Hope you're ready for this one.
A lot of big questions.
This one's gonna destroy you.
Oh no. Oh fuck. Oh shit.
Yeah. Beardy is asking the question of questions, which is Ink. Based on what you know about Sneeze, what do you think he would sound like if he could talk, and can you do the impression of what you think?
I always imagine Sneeze with the deepest fucking voice.
It's because of the Celasta stream, isn't
it? Yeah. You know what? You're right. Yeah. I didn't even notice because it just made so much sense to me. I can just imagine you just like telling them off on something like it's not shanking time, and then be like, "Oh, all right, next time then."
Oh, fucking Celasta was so good.
Oh, it was great.
It's so funny.
Don't think we answered this question specifically yet, but since we're kind of also talking about like the workflows and such. Logan is asking, how do you guys stay motivated in a project?
We did talk about that.
We did talk about like the no zero days, right?
Yeah?
Hmm.
Yeah, we already talked about this.
Good. Just making sure.
My bank account. That's what keeps me motivated.
Yeah, more than
Food on the
anything.
table. Ink, are you excited for Spelljammer?
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
I think that answers the question plenty.
Yeah, I think that is. And to be honest, I've only kind of know what Spelljammer is just because everybody keeps posting about it. So I don't know anything else.
It's space
Other
D&D.
than it's D&D in space. That's all I hear about.
That's really
Whoa.
all you need to know.
Yeah.
Got what? Oh, it's okay. That's why I was like really confused about this text. But it says, "Hey Ink, out of all the Fool's Gold cast, which one's your favorite character?"
Oh.
Mr. Wizardly.
Yes.
I always like the OP character in something who just doesn't do anything just because they're like, nah, I'm good. I've had my turn. It's your turn now.
He's such a fucker.
I know. And I mean, I rolled randomly for him to determine that he's like, oh yeah, level 20, absolute powerhouse, maximum like 100% power. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, we're gonna roll with it. Wolfreg is asking another important, hard-hitting question. If Ink, Dingo, Felix, and Cammy got into a 4-way cowboy standoff, who would shoot first and who would win? Ink, you need to decide this.
I have not fired a revolver many times in my life, and I don't know how many times you have. So that's a big F. I don't know.
Felix would win. I have to tell you, he would win.
I'm a pretty good shot.
Yeah, you are.
Oh,
And you also do like IPSC stuff.
Yeah.
damn. All right.
Yeah, I can actually answer. I would win.
Yeah,
Handedly.
Felix would win. Everybody knows this.
we still have. Oh, we still have that duel, by the way. We have to do.
Yeah, you better start running now. Alright, next question.
Okay, I don't know if this has been asked yet, but Evan's asking, is there a favorite animation piece you've done, Ink? Like a favorite piece you worked on? It's like, this is my darling.
While I'm currently working on my magnum opus of animation,
Ooh.
which I hope to release before the end of the year, I think honestly the indie anime opening is my favorite.
Yeah.
I love that one.
I'm excited to see that. But,
Yeah,
oh
you
man,
should.
so like end of the year, yeah. That shows how
that,
long
yeah.
it takes to make like that really
Yes.
high polished quality stuff. 6 months.
It's like so long.
It takes so long. So much
Genuine
pain.
tears.
So much pain and suffering now.
This is also a question for both of you guys, from Admiral Lister. For Ink and Dingo, what were the most unexpected parts of freelance animation? Both being a freelancer and outsourcing work, what unexpected challenges did you come across? Good one.
Trying to realize how much I'm worth, to be honest.
That's a
Sure.
hard one.
That's
For
hard,
real.
yeah.
Mm.
Because it's also like, the answer is just like what someone's willing to pay for it, which is not helpful at all at trying to figure that out.
That's a terrible.
Yeah.
Way. No.
It's
And
awful.
there's actual like, there's actual books that come out every year. I don't remember what it's called though. That's the problem. So I don't remember what it's called, but essentially there's a book that is released every year that has all the like how much you should be getting paid depending on what you're doing creatively. So there's like a whole book for like people who do drawings in magazines, people who do things for just kids books, and it depends on like, so is this a company that's hiring you or is this an individual person, and this is your range, this is how much you should be making, and da 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 da. But it's like a book that comes out every year and they update it, but I don't remember the name, so of course I never found it. But I saw it in art college, and I remember I had like a copy of it and then I lost it, and now I don't know what it is. So, yeah, there is information out there. You just have to find it. But when it comes to your worth, I always think for myself in hourly of like, how much is my time worth?
Yeah.
And kind of work it out from there. But it doesn't work 100% because it's like, well, even with that, if I pump out a drawing in like 4 hours, I only make X amount, and that can't pay the bills. It can pay a little bit, but I'm gonna do a fuck ton of drawings then, you know, it's like you have to think about that also. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm just thinking
I
about
think...
like all those times, just like, hey, can you do this for exposure?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's so common. It's yeah, but at least it's died down. I think I've actually noticed it's died down because people have, you know, talked about it now.
It's become more of a conversation piece. It does still happen a lot with like small businesses though,
Yeah.
like outside of the internet. But I think at least on the internet, there's so much awareness that that kind of behavior gets called out really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, you know, you meet my mom and it's like, nope, exposure time. Not to talk smack
Because
about my
they
mom,
just...
she's awesome, but still.
Yeah, well, it's more of like they just don't they don't have the understanding because they've never done it.
Well, they're not in the
People just...
industry, right?
Exactly, they're not in the industry. They don't
Yeah.
know, and that's why just artists have to like correct them and be like, well, actually, I still have to pay for food and where I live, so
Yeah.
I'd really appreciate some actual tangible, you know, wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway. Ink, so this is a question, I think it's also because of your accent. They're asking, what country are you from?
New Zealand.
There you go.
Boom. Got the answer.
Boom.
Just check mark. We're moving on. Let's see what else we got here. Ink, what's your opinion on Driders?
Well, before I didn't really have much of an opinion on them. I didn't really ever face them as an enemy.
Oh, fair
but
enough. What's your opinion now?
I mean, Lesia, I mean, it's very positive now. That's all I have to say about that.
If you go see one, if you're playing and they're like, and then a Drider comes out, and you're like, oh, awesome! Let's talk to them. Let's have some.
Yeah, like, yo. I'd like to know if I'd like to know if I could ride on their back, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, and if they'd be cool with it.
Sorry, Cammy is just like, please help the eggs. No.
Oh, no! Stop it!
Don't
Leave her alone!
abuse Cammy. She's helping us. It's so nice.
Yeah, I don't want her to
Please
not
listen to
come
Cammy.
back. I want her to be like, you know what? I'm not coming back to this street.
Oh no, I just lost my question. No, where was it? Dang, it's gone. It was. Okay, sorry, I lost my question. Improvising. There's so many questions. You know when when it's like, I need a question, there's like 50 questions staring you in the face and you can't pick one?
And you're like, where's the questions? Like the ketchup bottle.
Okay, thank you for an easy one. Ink, what's your alignment?
I don't believe in alignments.
Ooh, avoiding
That's
the
a
question.
good answer.
Definitely
That's a
chaotic evil.
That's a good answer.
I don't use it in D&D, nor does my DM like it either, so...
Mm-hmm.
I'm mixed on
That's
them.
understandable.
Really?
I see both arguments, and like, I hate locking someone in a corner for alignments.
Yeah.
Because I think that sucks. But they are a useful tool to kind of measure where you're at. And
That's
I mean,
true.
in 5e, they're not as relevant, of course, but like in 3.5, you know, there's like spells that you needed to have certain alignments for in order to cast. And it's like, oh, this is interesting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm kind of neutral on the topic.
I like them, but I like them as like a tool. It's not a mandatory thing. It's not just like, shit, I did it on the wrong layer. No,
Wow, fucking noob artist, get good.
I know.
Do you even art, bro?
I know. My second time drawing. Shut the fuck up. Um, but so yeah, I actually kind of like alignments, but that's because it's like I said, it's kind of like a tool for me to use. If the DM is adamant about it, of being like, well, somebody with a neutral wouldn't do that, I was like, well, then I hate it now because now you're just telling me how to do it. But it's more or less a guide for me because it's like, okay, if I want to kind of be consistent with this character, would they do this? And then, of course, if I like really, really want them to do it, that's different. But it's also the idea of like, if they do the thing that's out of their alignment, it becomes like a story point. It suddenly is like, why are they doing this? They absolutely shouldn't do this because this makes no character sense. And now you're like diving into, ooh, maybe there's something interesting here. Maybe there's a reason that's more interesting than them just being mad or like or them doing something good when they're supposed to be evil. Like maybe there's something there. So yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting tool. Yeah,
Yes.
it's up to people to use it wisely, or don't use it.
Yeah,
Valid.
I think you explained it very well, Dingo.
Thank you.
Here's a really cool. I like the way they phrase this question because it's sneaky. And saying, Ink, if you could make a character from your favorite movie, like a D&D character, who would it be, and what would their class be? It's a way to find out your favorite movie.
Sorry. I have to answer something first. Chat. Oh yeah, Candace. Yeah, Candace. Fucking nuts fit in your mouth. Yeah, I think I do remember it. Anyway, continue on, Philip.
All right.
I know all of them. All right, I know all of the nut jokes. All right, guys. All right, you can't even get me with them.
Okay, we've got it out of our system.
We are, yeah.
But yeah, so Ink,
beyond your comprehension.
If you took your favorite movie, like your favorite character from your favorite movie, and you turn them into a D&D character, what would they be? Who would they be?
So many.
Tough question.
Yeah. Long or like short campaign? Dude.
You know what? Let's go for a short campaign.
One shot or something?
Yeah. Good 4-hour one shot.
Probably. I don't know. I'd really like Guts for sure, to be honest.
Yeah.
Guts is good.
Can't really go wrong with that, to be honest. Big ass sword,
Yeah.
barbarian. Let's go.
Yeah, Guts is all damage. He is all pain.
Pain everything.
Yeah.
He does. Cool.
And the reason I think is because playing Guts in like a short campaign to me feels really cool. But I feel like if it was for a long campaign, I feel like I really couldn't do like making a character like that justice, I guess.
Right, like the whole development arcs and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I'd feel like to myself that I was always doing like maybe a subpar job or something like that.
No. Yeah, that would. I guess
they
there's
become
the
their own
pressure.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can only
become their own
make it
character,
based
that's
on one. You
fair.
couldn't do it like, I want to replay this character and redevelop
Yeah, you
him.
can't.
Like, no.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you generally prefer like shorter form campaigns, or do you prefer like longer form?
I prefer shorter form. Yeah.
Interesting. Because it's less
usually-
commitment, or why is that?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons because everyone knows it's short, right? So they're like gun-ho about getting what they want out, getting their character development, getting their fun out, all of that. They don't feel like maybe they could wait or something like that. So it really livens up the table. And for the DM especially, they don't have to plan so far ahead. It's less of a burden on them. So usually that's why I like to do short campaigns.
Yeah, that's.
Cool.
I mean, that's a really good reason, I think.
Yeah.
Pardon me, I wasn't prepared for the next question already. But actually, I want to quickly just talk because there's a little backlog of Kickstarter-based questions. I just want to answer them briefly.
Go ahead.
Because there's people, you guys asked about updates on the Kickstarter. I saw a few people updates on the Tarrasque, updates on the plushie, the book, and all that sort of stuff. So I'll just quickly update you. Things are going well. Actually, they're going very well. On most things, we're ahead of schedule. A couple things we're behind schedule. So overall, we're pretty much on schedule. I can't give exact dates, and you're definitely better off to check with Hit Point Press directly for that kind of stuff. But what I can tell you is that the plushies are currently confirmed to be on a boat and on their way here, and it's not in any stupid canal, so it can't get freaking stuck somewhere. So,
oh no, you've jinxed it, Felix.
no. There's no canals on the route. I checked.
Oh, you've actually checked.
I did, because like if you get like the ID of the ship, you can like track them live. So I checked the route, and it's like there's nothing blocking this. We're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're on their way, and currently it's looking like, in the next month or so, we're gonna start getting some plushies going to people, which is gonna be really nice. And in terms of the Tarask and generally like the minis and all the other Kickstarter rewards, they're still in production. I mean, I think the timeline that was originally said, kind of towards the end of this year, we're hoping to get stuff into people's hands. I can't comment on whether that's still current, but that's just what we had during the Kickstarter. That was the goal. I know COVID is raising hell on supply lines, but honestly, Hit Point Press, they're champions. They're doing really, really well. And
They're trying their best.
they're working really hard to get it out on time. And in terms of the book itself, I mean, I'm just reviewing it at the moment, to be honest. I'm still writing the Calandria expansion, getting that currently polished up and finished. Just making sure it's, all the good stuff. And still got a little bit of work to do with the Heliana's team, because of course we're doing that collab to make Fool's Gold compatible with the Heliana system. But otherwise, things are coming along really, really well. And believe me, I am not holding back anything because of like timelines or something. It's just no, we're all working really hard to get it finished. Like everybody's sweating. So.
And sadly, the boat does not have turbos. So.
Pop in the nitrous.
I know that you recently read like a good chunk, and you were like, you turned to me and you were like, this is such a good fucking book.
Yes. Because I mean, now it's been through, it's gone from my hands into like the hands of editors and some even guest writers, and I just reading some of the latest hey, this is almost finalized review copies, and damn, it's a good book.
He's read some to me and it's so good.
It's so good. Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm just gonna not to keep teasing you oh, if only you had the book now, you'd see how good it is.
No. I'm sorry, I was just trying to point out that Felix did a good job.
Everybody did a good job.
Yeah, that's true. It was a huge team.
Okay, most people have touched the book. No, I'm kidding. Everybody's worked on it, did a good job. So there's lots to look forward to. Thank you for your continued patience. It's gonna be very much worth the wait. I promise you that.
Definitely.
But anyways, let's get back to some questions. I know we're at the 1 hour mark, but I just want to bang out some of these ones we still got going here. Ink, do you have a recommendation for a tablet that you use for your drawing?
My tablet is a Huion screen tablet, and for a screen tablet, it's a very good price and very reliable as well. So Huion's a good brand in general. I've had 2 of their tablets. They've worked great. I've also had my first tablet was a Gammon tablet. It's a good size. Gammon makes tablets that are cheap and good on the pad size. And
what is their size? Is it like a 12-inch kind of thing, like a little thing, or a big one, how big is it?
I think it's 16.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think around $50. So.
Oh wow, yeah, I can't really argue with that.
Yeah, and I used it for 2 years, and it didn't even break. What actually broke is my pen from using it so much.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I can feel Dingo cringe in the other room over because she hates screen tablets.
Oh, well, no, I wasn't even thinking about it, but yeah, I mean, I don't. I don't
You're
like
thinking
screen
about it
Oh,
tablets.
now?
you don't like it?
No, I've worked with them.
That's true.
'Cause all the colleges I've had them, but my problem is that my back would hurt so damn much. So I just was like, no, I'm gonna stick to the tablets I have because I can sit up straight. And yeah, other than that, that's really just my biggest thing about them is that it's like, well, they're so fucking they really hurt my back, so I'm not gonna buy one. Yeah. Which is sad because I think they're cool.
They are really cool, but
Yeah.
I see the back pain issue with them. Ink, what's your least favorite class in D&D?
Least favorite would
Here we go. Get out the pitchforks. We're ready.
Yeah, this is where we get to like, yeah, absolutely. Tweet this out.
my least favorite is actually Bard.
Oh,
And
okay.
and because of that, I've never played one. Because I
Mm.
just yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I am 100% with you. I have never played a bard. I have now played D&D for about 12 years. So I want to say
11.
roughly 11.
Getting
11
we're getting
years.
close to 11, I think.
Actually, no, we started when we were like. No, I'm gonna stick to 12. I think I'm right on this one. Anyways, have still not played a bard. I didn't like them in 3.5. I don't like them in 5e. They're just a weird. I don't know. They're a weird class for me. They just don't jive with me. So, nah. You heard it here
Yeah.
first.
Hell, me and Felix both hate Bards. All right.
Tomorrow's headlines. Felix
so
and Ink
many-
cancelled.
There's so many fucking like what about Cammy? I know Cammy's
Oh
gonna
no,
be like,
Sean
no.
Cisco. There's still seducing dragons. I don't need to be a bard to seduce dragons.
True.
Open your minds. Expand your
Open your
horizons.
Yeah. I don't know what mine would be of like.
Yeah, what's your least favorite?
I mean, I played a bard, and I didn't mind it, but it's not really a class I would go for. Like, I think it's like the last class, one of the last classes
It-
I would go for. I don't know. It's just
The class almost feels a bit empty, despite
Yeah.
having so much to it. You know,
yeah,
so
it just
much
feels like it.
possibilities, but it feels empty. You know.
It does. For me anyway. Yeah, it's just it feels a bit empty. I think.
But I mean,
I
are
don't
you
know if I
are you
should say,
talking
but,
like empty mechanically? Because I mean, bard is pretty strong mechanically.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like I don't know. I guess I haven't had a bard where I felt like I connect with them properly.
Yeah,
Like their
same.
combat and the mechanics of them and stuff like that. I didn't feel connected enough to be like, I get it. I understand. This is my
This is my calling.
This is my you know, I don't know. It's just like I just couldn't find. I couldn't
Well,
connect with. that
also,
class.
so there's a thing. Okay, when I play a character, and I think this goes probably for you too, Dingo, and maybe even you, Ink. When I play a character, I like to really try to get immersed, like deep immersion, and I like to really describe their actions and get into it. My problem is with Bard. At first, your first glance is like, oh, I'm gonna have to like sing or do poetry or something. Where it's like, okay, well, no, not true. Bards are just about doing something artistic in general. You don't have to sing. You don't have to rap. you
Well,
can
and
do
also
anything.
inspirational.
But I still
Yeah.
don't connect with it because it's like it feels weird to me to try to plan out a character that's like this walking, talking inspiration. I can plan
I guess-
NPCs for it just fine because they're like I don't have to commit to a long campaign, right?
Mhm.
NPCs I can certainly have bards. Like I remember I made the what was it called? Tootin' Pootin', the fucking the spider bard or whatever.
Yeah.
Spiders shooting out of his tuba.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, again, character, not for me.
Mhm. I've issued. Well, No, I think it's one of those things where I don't know if I can't give an opinion on some classes because I just haven't played them.
What's
I don't think-
your opinion that you would like to give, but just censored yourself from
No,
giving?
I think it's about wizards. I don't think I'm a fan of wizards.
Ah,
Because they're nerds?
Well, I think it's more like you have to really pay attention to how there's like how they get their spells, if they have like their books and shit and all their shit. So I'm just like,
actually,
it's like
you
a
know,
lot.
It might be more for
No.
people that are like mechanically inclined.
yeah, that was probably it.
Because
I know in my homebrew, we removed that, like,
Yeah.
needing to find the spells. But
Mm-hmm.
you're like, now you can just get to choose, you know?
I mean,
We
same as our
we
book.
we completely changed sorcerers.
Well,
'Cause we
I
were
mean,
like,
sorcerers and wizards. I mean, in the Fool's Gold book, there's actually a note in it, like that's an optional homebrew rule that we use, which is simply to say, your caster knows all spells at all times and does not need to prepare any of them. They have them all prepared always. So they don't-
with the level, not actual.
with your
like,
level,
they don't know
you still have
everything.
your spell slots, of course,
Yeah.
but you do have access to your entire kit at all times, which I do
Mhm.
enjoy because my first guy, who was it? Druid. I was Druid 3.5. I had to like prepare and like pick the spells and stuff like that. I hated it because I kept picking the wrong ones. I had no idea of like meta,
suck.
and it's like, well, damn, if I had this other spell, I could have done this really cool thing, and now I can't, and that turned me off of it so much.
Yeah, we got rid of that because it was like, I want to explore and figure out what spells I want to use for this character because I don't know what they like. I didn't like with Sips. I had to figure out that he was more into electricity. It just took time. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the like, well, you learn these spells, so that's it. And it's like, well, but I don't know if I actually like them. And it's like, well, too bad. And it's like,
You gotta pick him now.
yeah, I already got them, so yeah.
Good times. I love D&D.
Yes.
Ink, do you think Bleach would make for a good D&D campaign?
Bleach?
Have you watched it?
I've only watched the first season.
I guess then it's like, would season 1 make for a good D&D campaign?
I feel like it'd be fun.
Definitely.
Yeah, I can see that.
I watched a couple seasons. It's pretty good.
I still haven't
But
watched
then
it, actually.
it lost me. It lost me. So it's good to a point, and then it's too much.
Oh,
And
no.
it's like, enough. Okay.
Honestly, I'm just looking for like a couple here, but like, we're getting like near the end, so I'm seeing if there's maybe a good
Yes.
closer of a question I've got in the queue. Let's see here. Here's a small one. Sorry. Ink. It's because it's a
Your
dice
brother.
question, so I was like, ink,
next-
dice, dink, done. So, Ink, how many dice do you own?
I own one pair of dice.
Nice.
Wow.
I know. A lot of people
Ink is
not,
just
would
like
not,
such
not
a
be
D&D
happy.
Chad. I was just like, his characters don't die. They're perfect. They don't have
He's
any
only
big
got one.
whoopsies. He's got like 2 sets of like dice, just clean. Like, man, perfect.
This is the new elite.
The new elite. I'm
The new
feel
elite.
small.
I actually usually end up a lot of the time just using a dice roll app whenever. And,
Yeah?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I guess, yeah, you don't have the trouble of trying to sift through your bag, trying to find the right set for the right character. That's me.
The
I
idea
remember-
of having a dice set for like a character, it does seem cool,
Yeah.
but
It's a bit of a
not
commitment.
cool. But not cool enough for me to want to do it. I guess.
Fair.
I definitely do that. It was so funny when I first played my very first like online one shot or something, and I was rolling physical dice, cause like they were using like roll 20 or whatever, and I was like, "Can I roll normal dice?" And they were like, "Sure, why not?" And I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah." But yeah, apparently people like to do more of the dice roller because you can all see it, which makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I think this is a good question to kind of as a closer, maybe. Ink,
I mean,
who's
I'm
your
good to keep
favorite
going.
YouTuber and why? And why is
My-
it Dingo? I'm kidding.
Slowly see a red dot on your forehead.
Yeah.
Answer.
Who's your
What is
favorite
it?
YouTuber?
Who is
My
it?
favorite YouTuber? Oh man, you really gonna ask me that?
No,
Like,
I'm not asking you that. James Jackson is asking that.
James Jackson, what the fuck, dude? Like, why would you ask that? Here's the thing though. My favorite YouTuber doesn't make like D&D content or anything like that.
That's fine.
Like, there's
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's not fine because it's not Dingo, but do go on.
Survive this today.
My favorite YouTuber is somebody known as SR Kife. They make gaming videos with their group of friends, and I really enjoy like their group dynamic. So
Mhm.
It's always about that dynamic. Like if you got the right people together, it's a good time.
It's magic.
It is. It is.
Yes.
Anyways, it's not Dingo, so you're fired. So.
no,
Yeah, you think you're gonna get paid?
no, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But my other favorite channel is a little known one known as Vitamin D. You know, it's a very good channel.
Oh, you couldn't watch the stream tonight. He told me that. No,
Well, he'll miss out
you
forever then.
missed it on the shout out.
Actually, he's my least favorite channel. All right, I hate him.
Well, at least he's not here.
Well, I mean, I think it's probably good to call it here. We're about an hour
Yeah.
and a half, hour and a bit. But I mean, Ink, is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want to shout out? I mean, we can talk all day about how awesome you are and how much we love your stuff, but what you got?
Before that, a lot of people have been asking again what software we use.
Mhm.
And I'm going to say I use Toon Boom to animate, just so everybody knows.
Yep.
You said it earlier in the stream, but yeah, might as well.
Ink uses Toon Boom, and Dingo uses Paint Tool Sci
And Premiere Pro.
and Premiere Pro.
I do slutty animation.
What a way to describe
I love
it!
it.
That's how I always describe it whenever somebody's like, what's your animation?" Like, it's like slutty animation because it's not actually animation. It's just like me putting a bit of like, it's not actually like flowing and shit. It's just bouncing and like storyboarding in a way. So
Well,
yeah,
it
it's
shows
just,
it doesn't matter too much though, because you're able to tell your story in a funny way and share it
Well,
with people.
yeah, I kind of was like, well, I'm the only one that's doing this, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make this like not actual animation or I will die. So yeah, instead I just had to shortcut it to storyboarding, and this is what you got. This is what
if
you
she
get.
makes animation, you get one video and then she's just deceased. If you get animatics,
deceased.
you get a series.
Yeah. This is what you get.
Yeah. But yeah, so Ink, is there anything you want to shamelessly plug? I mean, obviously, people go subscribe to Ink. It's awesome. Links are in the description, and also follow him on Twitter. But what you got?
Besides that, I think that's about really it for me being plugged, to be honest. So
Fair
yeah.
enough.
yeah.
And I guess, I mean, I don't know about chat, but for me, I'm gonna be waiting those 6 months to see that magnum opus.
Yeah.
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 Let's go.
That'd be great.
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, thank you very much for being on. This was a great time, and I'm glad that like we had a chance to I was gonna say ask questions, but interrogate you
Yeah, we pretty much
Interrogate me.
yeah.
as well as everybody from chat. I'm sorry we didn't get to all the questions. I just tried to, kind of pick some of the the broader ones that are easy to talk about. But I'm sure it's not the last time. And also, of course, if you head to Ink's channel, you can ask him something. Stalk him.
Oh.
Stalk him. Yeah, absolutely.
Dingo, anything else?
Here's his home address. No, I'm kidding. Um,
Anything else we got to
uh,
shout out? Now that I think about it, before we go, is there like some Foosgold stuff we got going on?
Nah, let me think.
I mean, I can
Any-
say, I said at the beginning of the stream, but I know some new people here now, so I'll just say it again, that there is a ton of stuff in the works. I'm not gonna say anything specific, but there is a lot of really cool stuff coming, and I can't tell you about it yet, but you're going to be pleasantly surprised within this next month or so.
It's just gonna be lots of fun. It's
It's
like
gonna be lots of fun.
we're trying to make more stuff.
Hey.
And... Sorry.
Oh no, I said, hey, nice.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were trying to speak up for something. But I think the big thing about it is that yeah, we're trying to make more stuff. I'm trying to like outsource some things of just like to people I think are cool, like Ink, where I just
Yeah.
don't have time. I want to animate these things, but I just can't
Well,
because I'm working on Fool's Gold, which I love. I'm like, it's that thing where it's like I don't really want to compromise on not doing Fool's Gold, so it's like absolutely I need to
yeah.
think about
Like,
you know.
it's interesting how you created something, and since then it has grown almost like beyond yourself in a way.
Yeah.
Like it's grown so much that we can now collaborate with other people and tell even more stories. But it's important that at the core of it is that Fool's Gold will keep going.
Yeah, I mean that's the big thing. I'm just like, well, I really want to tell this story. I know I was talking on Twitter about like how lately I've been having a hard time. Like I think my brain just started to freak out because it was like, oh god, we're reaching like a really critical moment in the story. Time to bail. Like my brain was like, time to bail. It's time to give up, because it's like I don't. Well, it's because it's scared that I'm not gonna land it, that I'm not gonna like do it justice. I'm not gonna tell the story justice, and I really want to, of course. So it's really scary of just like I have high expectations for myself, so it kind of stops me sometimes. Like it freezes me.
Yeah.
And I'm trying.
I was gonna say, I know you can't see it right now because you're drawing, but chat is full of love for you.
Oh, well, thank you. It's just, yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just like, as soon as I posted the last episode, because, Portal and shit, it's starting to get like, ooh, this is starting to get really serious. Because it's the big, like, it's what we've been building up to. So
Uh-huh.
it gets scary because you don't want to fuck it up. And you want to make sure that all the characters are given their proper telling, I guess. It's a lot because I didn't play these characters. I only played Sips. So I'm still trying to like live in those characters' minds and make sure that I'm fulfilling what I hope my friends would want. And of course I talk to them a lot. But it's still just like in the back of my mind, always just being like, God, I hope I'm doing their character justice.
They all love it.
I know they do. I know, and they keep telling me that, and it's like, don't worry about it. But it's still just like it's in the back of my mind because the audience has to like them too, and we like them so much, and it felt like a lot of pressure all at once. And so my brain was like, abort, just leave it, run, do it. And I'm like, no, I can't, because I have people that actually believe in me, and I'm gonna keep going because I want to keep going. I love this story so goddamn much. It was just such a good story that I haven't seen a story like this anywhere. So I
Yep.
was like, well, I really want to tell it because I don't think it exists anywhere else. Because D&D is like that, baby.
Yep.
You can't fill a proper I think with D&D you're never gonna find a perfectly same story anywhere. You know, everybody's different.
That's the fun of it.
100%.
Imagine if
Yeah.
Fool's Gold got an anime, ink it on it.
You'll have to pay me for it. Or at least
Hells
not
yeah.
beat me up this time.
No,
Yeah.
the beatings come with the payment.
But I think I was just gonna conclude this with I also wanted to state that after each episode's launching now, like so episode 26 or whatever, which I'm kind of shooting for end of July, beginning of August. That's kinda what I'm
Yeah. Hype.
shooting for it. Yeah, I'm shooting for it. There's gonna be live stream after it. I don't know when exactly, but I would like to do it every episode, that we kind of do a little live stream so people can talk about the episode. We can answer questions. We will have players on. So like Arena's player, Gothy's player, who knows, maybe even Gorthan and Julian's player.
That'd be
So yeah, I would like to just start making more of a dialogue of like people talking about this stuff, because I get a lot of questions, and it's just be like, it would be nice to just kind of do it all after an episode, because people usually have questions after an episode, being like, why did that happen, or what, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, it would be cool if we could kind of just do it then. So yeah, that's kind of what we're thinking about after each episode. That's kind of the format. I don't think it would be like right after I post it. That's not it. It'd probably be a week. It'd probably be a week after, because it gives everybody like time to watch it, and it gives time for the video to make its run, because YouTube has this thing where it's like, if you post more often, sometimes your video gets buried, so you have to like, it's a balance.
A weird
YouTube
monster.
kind of sucks. YouTube kind of sucks when it comes to that shit. I'm
Yeah.
like experimenting. Some people may have noticed that I didn't put numbers in the title of the last video. Like, it's not technically, 25. It's because YouTube doesn't like numbers right now. And when you put a number in your title, it just thinks like, oh, this is like a series? Fuck series. And then they just like
Yeah,
put
we don't
you
want
in
that
the
here.
garbage. Yeah, we don't want you that here. So that's why like a lot of gaming channels have been changing their titles to be not so like I know for Game Grumps they did that, where
Yeah.
they don't have any numbers in their titles. It may be in the thumbnail, but it's not in the actual physical title,
Yep.
because it just kind of buries it.
It's no longer 2016. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Golden
So
Age is over.
yeah, so I'm actually trying to figure out how to make my videos work a bit better with YouTube. But at the end of the day, it's like, well, I only have so much control. So I'm just gonna have to keep doing what I do and hope it works. I don't know. Hopefully.
It'll be fine.
I appreciate everybody's sticking with it. Like, everybody coming back and watching. I very much appreciate it, because it means a lot. It's very nerve-wracking to do a series on YouTube, because YouTube is not built for series. Like, Netflix is built for series, everything's burning there right now, but that's not the point. The point is that there's other companies that do this better, but I'm just kind of like here hoping it can work, with my slutty animation. So yeah.
All right.
We'll see.
Well, oh no, we're back. Okay, the stream died for a second apparently.
Oh no, did I fuck up? Like,
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
We're good now.
Okay. Also, thank you, Cammy.
I was
have
about to
this
say,
before.
Yeah,
thank
big
you very
Carrie.
much, Cammy, for being a moderator. If everybody
Such an
would
MVP.
kindly shower her in hearts and potatoes, as we do every stream, to show Cammy some love. This is the one time you're allowed to spam emotes, I just want to say.
It just gets buried.
And And everyone, please remember to show love to the series so we can get the live action Fool's Gold.
Live action.
Oh god. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants real life monkey.
Yeah, no, we need photorealistic monkey.
No.
Oh, here come the potatoes. It's funny because I can see just how long the delay was. Now they're coming. uh. Anyways, we love you guys. Thank you very much for being on stream. Please support our friend, and much more exciting stuff to come. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.